Hello there, this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings, and here I am again because I did get a lot of really cool decks in this week. For some reason, everything's just been arriving at the same time, so that's really interesting, especially considering I've just moved. And the deck I've received and that I'm really happy with is the Blood Moon Tarot. Now, the Blood Moon Tarot is really special. I've been following this creator for a while. When the Kickstarter came out, I was like, this is essentially one of my dream decks. I have this thing, and I've mentioned it before, where I either like things to be very minimal, very sigilly. I love those gold foil decks with like nice line work and stuff like that. Very pippish. Or I like things to be extremely over the top, almost convoluted artwork where there's so much to see and so much to enjoy. So I saw this deck, saw the creator releasing the Kickstarter, and I was like, I have to have this. But I was completely out of money, and I knew that if I would let my card get charged by the time the Kickstarter ended, I would have a little bit of a problem. So I was like, no. You know what? The creator will probably have extras, and it'll arrive when it's supposed to arrive. And it did. And I did see some early reviews of this saying that there is no guidebook. There is a guidebook, but it's digital, and the creator is actually still in the process of creating an actual physical guidebook, which I don't know if I'm gonna get, but I just quickly wanted to share this with you. I got the cheap version with the regular tuck box, which is excellent quality, by the way. Really interesting. Sam Guai is the creator. I believe Sam Guai is a she, her. And the back reads, The Blood Moon Tarot is a fully illustrated 78 card deck by Sam Guai. Each image is lush with details from the artist's personal mythologies. True, very lush. The minor arcana is expressed through the unique suits: dreams, which is swords; songs, which is cups; skins, which is wands; and honey, which is pentacles. While the major arcana presents as a series of enchanting dreamlike visions. Now, I could go on and on about all of this, but I just want to get to the cards because they're amazing. First of all, look at the backs. How elaborate are these backs? I love a good back. Same here. I either enjoy a very simple back or a very elaborate, ornate back. So I am already in love. And the thing is, and it doesn't show up on video that well, but when you hold the deck in person, there's a very charming vibe to the deck where it kind of seems like it's illustrated by hand. Now, I did have to put all of these in order because the cards were not in order in the pack, and that kind of freaked me out, but they're all there, so let's get it poppin'. And we're gonna start with the Fool. Luscious cardstock, by the way. The deck is gilded. The quality of the gilding is kind of flased out, but whatever. The Fool, I love this. Standing in front of this huge door that's slowly opening for this little figure right here to embark on his or her or their great adventure. I love that. The Magician is amazing. I just love this. So I haven't read the digital guidebook yet, but we're getting this really intense figure sitting here, a very good looking lad, yet there's also something a little bit off about him, giving off sort of a trickster energy, even maybe strumming his guitar, essentially creating, that's what the Magician is all about for me, creating things, transmuting thoughts and ideas and feelings into actual things. And in this case, he's creating a song, but then there's also all these hands, these extra hands. Are they his hands? Are they other people's hands. I'd like to believe that this is almost like a Kali-esque figure who has, you know, like how in Hinduism, some of the gods and goddesses, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, have like multiple limbs. I'm kind of sensing that this is that situation. But I also like that we are kind of getting, if you look at his face, we are kind of getting that Mercury trickster energy. On to the High Priestess. Another gorgeous card, almost larger than life figure in this sickle, in this moon, looking down upon what seems to be like a floating corpse. The High Priestess is essentially the portal to the below. She's very much in the above, but she's very much the portal to the nether realm, I should say. So I love that depiction. Ancient creature. The Empress is really, really gorgeous. I'm not always the biggest fan of Empress cards. I think usually their depictions can be a bit boring. However, I really love this honey vibe she's giving off. She is the queen bee, and I love that. Then we have the Emperor, which I also really, really adore. What is he holding in his hands? There's so many details here. Like when I looked at this the first time, I focused on the face, but now all of a sudden I'm seeing these hands that are holding this acorn that's kind of sprouting. The castle, the solid foundation. I love it. I could go on and on and on. I'm not gonna do that. Then we have the Hierophant scribing while he is wearing this contraption on his head, possibly enhancing his thoughts, his ideas, his brain. Maybe only he is allowed to wear it. Really interesting. Then we have the Lovers, which are kind of these, I would almost say, dryads, literally making passionate love, and I love seeing it like that. Really, really intense, really interesting. Great. Then we have, I also like the color palettes that Sam chose. Then we have the Chariot riding a flying carpet, or so it seems, and I adore it. Very, very Aladdin-esque. You know what I like? This is very much this tarot deck is very much a storybook, fairy tale book for adults, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Then we have this Strength card, and this is really interesting. This person is being attacked, but he is literally dividing the blade into two parts with his inner strength. And, you know, like, he is hurting his hands a little bit, but he's not fazed at all. Then we have the Hermit. Gorgeous card. We see this figure kind of sitting on top of this egg, probably an Orphic egg. Oh man, this symbolism is amazing. Like I can't go on too long because I do everything on my phone, and my phone is kind of full right now. So whenever I go past the 20-minute mark, it gets difficult for me to process and upload the video. But this hermit is on top of that mountain and is guarding all these secrets. And if you like, he prefers to be alone, or she prefers to be alone in this case. But you know, you could go up there and ask for, you know, a little bit of some of the secrets, you know. But he or she or it is in solitude right now. Then we have the Wheel. The Wheel is the Wheel. I think that this is probably one of the least inspired cards in the deck. Then again, as a deck designer myself, the Wheel of Fortune is a really lame card to do. It's really difficult. I think a lot of deck creators have difficulties with the Wheel. It looks pretty though, and it's in this card where you can kind of see how it really has that hand-drawn look, and I don't know if that's actually the case, if Sam actually hand draws and paints everything, but it really has that look. Then we have the Justice card. Never really took a gander at this yet, but we have this heart on the back, and we have the sword in the hand. So the sword is before us, the heart is behind us. Maybe this means it's time to, like, you know, look at the facts from a more rational point of view, which I adore. Slight side note, people have been hating on these borders. I actually quite love it. I love them. And I think they really add something to the deck. It's really interesting. I feel like this deck should, Schiffer don't really do that, but this feels like such a Schiffer deck to me, and I can only imagine, I think they should pick this up, because this is totally something for them. This could be their new Marielle. Then we have the Hanged Man. Adore, adore, adore. Death, which is really interesting. Kind of have to delve into the symbolism a little bit more. Like, you know, honestly, I don't prepare these. Some people really do great jobs at that. This is my genuine, of course I'd seen all the cards before, but this is my genuine first reaction. It's a lovely illustration. Temperance is lovely as well. Really interesting. We kind of have earth, water, fire, air. It's all in there. It's really interesting, because temperance to me is very much in if I would describe an archetype to temperance, it will be the alchemist, because it is very much about finding the perfect balance between the elements. Usually they only depict fire and water. I definitely see all the elements here. We have the crystals here, that's earth. Then we have kind of like this fire within those crystals, which is fire. And then we have the vines and the water, which is water. And then we have that smoke, which is air. I adore it. The devil is gorgeous. It's all about ego. It's all about looking at yourself in that mirror. It's all about knowing that the key to all of your problems usually lies within, very often lies within. This is really interesting to me, and I adore devil cards that have a mirror in there. And then we have the Tower. This was the card that made me go, I need this deck right now. Probably one of the most gorgeous depictions of the Tower ever. I mean, look at it, see for yourself. It's amazing. We have this gorgeous statuesque woman or man, can't really tell the gender, standing there, and you see all these hands kind of tearing, pulling at them. And then they're wearing this really ornate headpiece that's so huge that thunder has struck up there. And she's being pulled to all sides down here, but doesn't know what's going on yet. It's really amazing. I love how dark this deck is. Then we have the Star, which is really cute. The Star is not my favorite card in the tarot, so. And the Moon, which I absolutely adore. The Moon is all about dreams. The Moon is all about finding your path. The Moon is all about illusions. It's about phases. It's about cycles. All of that is in here. All of that is in here. Look at all these masks. The water, wading through the water. These are really interesting, inspiring, and unusual depictions, and I need more of this. I am looking for more stuff like this. Then we have the Sun, gorgeous. We have Judgment, which is also interesting. And finally, we have the World, which is a gorgeous card, and we have this Nautilus shell right here, which is said to contain all the secrets of the universe. So that's amazing. All right, now let's go through the suits a little bit faster. All the suits have their own border, which is really interesting. So Songs is cups. I'm just gonna go through it, and if I see something really interesting, I may talk about it. I think this is really interesting because she's obviously not fazed by what she's being offered. And this is really interesting as well because we see that guitar or that lute and it's broken, but they're still trying to play the broken strings. Really, really interesting. Really interesting. You know, like there's enough symbolism there to make it usable for any type of person who reads tarot in any type of system, and that's really, really interesting to me, and this is really fitting to the way that I read. Then we have the court, the page, the knight, the queen, and the king, who's absolutely adorable. Oh man. Also, the courts are also what very much drew me in. Then we go to one of my favorite suits, the suit of Honey, also known as Pentacles, which really lusciously illustrates how gorgeous the realm of the earth element can be, because me as a Taurus, I very often feel overlooked, as you know, in the spiritual realm, the earth is the least interesting. Look at that, the fives, the numerological correspondences are very, very clear in this deck. But I often feel overlooked as an earth sign, as an earth lover, because we're all trying to be super high vibe, and you know, I just like it to be, I just love that this creator decided to show the abundance that is within the realm of earth and the complexity that is within the realm of earth, and I love that. We have the page, we have the knight, which I adore. The creator did this like tapestry kind of Instagram post grid thing where all the court cards were lined up next to each other as if it were one big painting, and it was adorable. It looked really cool. The queen, and my favorite card in the whole deck, the King of Honey. Adore. King of Pentacles honestly is a make or break card for me. And usually he's depicted very dirty and boring, but he's fierce as fuck, and that card showed. Skins is wands, and it's really adorable. This is one of the more unusual depictions, but that works really well with the way I incorporate numerology in my practice. So it's really great, it's really cool. Here I'm kind of like, seven of wands. Do I see it? Do I see? Yeah, I do kind of see it. It's interesting. It's defending. Yeah, I see some Rider-Waite-esque stuff in here as well. Another one of my favorite cards. Love that. And this one I'm kind of indifferent about, but the page, the knight, the queen, and really cool, the king. And this one reminds me kind of someone I mentioned earlier, my best friend, my tarot soul bro, Martin. He would love that card because it kind of looks like him. And then the Ace of Dreams. The suit of dreams is swords, and it's really amazing, and this is very Guillermo del Toro-esque, which I adore. I adore it. I adore the way it's depicted. It almost feels like this deck was made for me and the way I read. It's just so freaking perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted in a deck, and I will never get rid of this deck. Love the Nine of Dreams, and also kind of love the 10 of Dreams. I really like this. And then we have the page, and then another one of my favorites, the Knight. Look at that armor, that larvae armor. I adore it. The Queen, which I also adore, and the King. Now look at all this ornate detail. This deck is freaking perfect. It's the Blood Moon Tarot by Sam Goy, and I suggest you all get it because this is truly special, and I hope this gets picked up for mass market. So this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings. Goodbye.